Dr. Decks here. Today we're doing some job site organization because we have to move all our stuff out of the lane for the boat launch because our client is ready to start launching her jet skis and going, even though it's snowing right now, she wants to go ride on the lake. So we've spent the last couple hours moving our trailers and lumber and getting things staged and situated for our next step, which is we're starting to lay the decking down on the deck. So we got some down yesterday, and we're going to continue on that as soon as we're done organizing and getting some materials in and out of here. We're getting this trailer out of here today, getting some lumber out of here, and a couple other things that we don't need here anymore, and trying to clean things up. We moved our job site trailer, all our tools, everything like that. So anyway, if you like what you see today, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified every time we're putting out fresh content. And if you want to learn how to bend deck boards like I do, go check out Dr. Deck's Masterclass. All right, here we go.
But there's a better chance.
Sent me like the non-collated one, so I can't just go. I'm gonna take all these apart and do it the old school way. But it'll work.
So I just got a phone call from the glass guy, and I just realized I forgot to send him the radius of the staircase, which is different than what I thought it was, so I have to figure that out now. So that's what I'm doing at this moment, is figuring out this radius. It's probably the most important thing I could do today, because they're making all the glass for this deck right now. So I got to get back to him with a confirmed radius for this staircase.
I've seen some like yeah, beautiful weather.
No brakes allowed. Can't catch a break on this job. We've had more hail in the last 30 days than I've ever seen in my entire life in the state of Washington. Must be the COVID-19 virus. Like you said, the lettuce is usually shredded. All right, so we have the first section of deck cut in, and we've screwed it off, and Nas is putting in some plugs right now. I've got one last row to check. I think I have to add one more row of screws on this side of the deck, and then this one's complete except for sanding and the borders. So we'll probably move on to the next section, or maybe the section beyond that, I'm not sure yet, and start installing the next row of decking. We got to get this board on point with that board. Another issue. I decided to make the curve. The curve takes precedence on this deck. So we've got to get the first curved board up here, just like we did over here. I don't need the whole thing. But I need one of them, and we got to commit. We just got to pick a board, and whatever board we pick, that one has to be, because I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it so that I can figure out this. I need to be able to figure out this angle of this board. It has to be cut to length right now. Right. So not only does it have to be cut to length perfect on a curve, it has to be in a direct line with that board over there. So, and we have a threshold issue as well right here. So you can see that we're shy. And instead of, because I didn't want to have to try to notch this board, I'd have to notch this board and then notch this board. We would have had to have started our deck over here instead of over there if we wanted to tuck this under the door. I decided, you know what? We're not doing that, but we do need to make a rip piece that will fit in here, but I don't know what size to make that until I know where the string line is going to go.
Right. Okay.
So that's why this first board is going to take an hour and a half to install. I don't even think our cameraman will still be here by the time I put the first screw into this thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Dinner takes precedence.
Where are we going for dinner tonight, Calvin? MSM. All right. Did you find Daddy a low carb option? Kinda. So my brain just popped in because that's a lot. That's a lot to absorb for one stupid 9-foot board. Take those other boards and go ahead and place them kind of in their respective spots. What's cool is like we can put this in and I go, okay. I lay it up here, I do it by eyesight, I sand it out. That is really bad. So we went ahead and laid this first section of deck and I put the alternate colored border right up against the doors. And I had to put some special flashing in the doors to make them waterproof because whoever installed these doors installed them inside out. So all the doors open outside instead of inside. They're not in the greatest shape either. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. But the house is so out of whack. I probably should have ran a string across this whole line before I laid that first deck board on that far side. I just assumed that it was gonna be fairly straight. I've never had this much of a problem before. As I transfer my straight line down to the end of the house, it's out 1.5 inches. And I had to keep this first board tight to these doors because it's crucial to keep the water out, especially since the doors are installed backwards. There's like not a lot of protection. There's no thresholds. And it just kicked me in the butt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna notch this first board under the doors a little bit so I can still have a dry connection there. But I gotta notch some out of this board here to get it to go this way. But I'm not gonna do everything, and then I'm gonna try to make up the rest of my taper in my next plank. If we don't, when you look down the lines, the far deck's gonna be going this way, and then this deck will be going this way, and then who knows what this deck will be doing over here. But it won't look good. And part of my deal is that when I look down a line of deck boards, I want to see a straight line. But it looks to me like we're going to have to really do some magic up against the house right now. It's probably going to take the rest of our day just to get these first 2 or 3 deck boards set and make it look decent. I'm really bummed because I probably could have avoided some of this if I would have set my string up before now. And instead of just getting the first deck laid, which it looks beautiful, if I would have took a little more time and ran this board, it would have been a lot of pre-planning, almost more than one can think of. The problem is if I would have done that, either everything would have had to been cut on a pie, or I would have had to have gapped against the house, which I couldn't do because of the doors. Okay, pull her tight. That actually looks pretty straight. Don't you think? All right, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We got our hands full today, so we got to get back to it. But if you like what you saw, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified every time we're putting out fresh content. And for those of you that want to learn how to bend deck boards and create really beautiful curved surface borders for your decks, go visit Dr. Deck's Masterclass. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.